Yes, yes. Thank you, Mataji.
All the best, Shanaya. May Krishna be with you. Radha Rani be with you.
Thank you. Shanaya, may I know the Kirtan you are going to sing?
Radha Rani ki jai.
Radha Rani ki jai. Thank you. Nice.
Oh, we could see you. You dressed up like Radha Rani only. We could...
Yeah, she is dressed up so beautifully.
Thank you, beautiful.
Premdata Prabhu will not be able to attend today, Mataji's, right?
Yes, yes, Mataji. So, shall we start the program, Mataji? It's already 5:05.
Today, less people are joining because many people are on Yatra, Mataji. So,
Yes, Mataji.
we'll not expect many people today, but still we should go on. I think we can start, Mataji, and
Mohit is not yet joined, na?
Mataji, I have joined with another name.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Shekhar Varma.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Mohit.
I think we can get started, Mataji.
I think all the presenters and coordinators are here.
Okay, please get going then.
Yes, Mataji. BBB team is always there.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's get started. Hare Krishna. So, as usual, let's start our program, our Bhakta Bhakti Bhagwan program by reading from Prabhupada's books. So, today I'm going to read from Krishna book, second chapter, page 36. Dear Lord, the chapter name is Prayers by the Demigods for Lord Krishna. So this little paragraph is about glorifying the Lord. Okay. Dear Lord, when you appear in your different incarnations, you take different names and forms according to different situations. Lord Krishna is your name because you are all attractive. You are called Shyama Sundara because of your transcendental beauty. Shyama means blackish, yet it is said that you are more beautiful than thousands of cupids. Kandarpakoti kamaniya visesha shobham Govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. Although you appear in a color which is compared to the blackish cloud, because you are the transcendental absolute, your beauty is many, many times more attractive than the delicate body of Cupid. Sometimes you are called Giridhari because you lifted the hill known as Govardhana. You are sometimes called Nanda Nandana or Vasudeva or Devaki Nandana because you appear as the son of Maharaja Nanda or Vasudeva or Devaki. Impersonalists think that your many names or forms are given according to a particular type of work and quality because they accept you from the position of a material observer. Our dear Lord, the way of understanding is not to study your absolute nature, form, and activities by mental speculation. One must engage himself in devotional service, then one can understand your absolute nature and your transcendental form, name, and qualities. The devotee who knows that there is no difference between the name and the form of Lord chants Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and realizes that he is always in Krishna's company. Hare Krishna. So let us all engage in glorifying the Lord. So welcome all to our BBB program. So let's start with our bhajan section, Kirtan section, sorry. Mohit?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
No, so please.
Yes, Mataji?
No, can.
Nama Vishubhadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani
Hare Krishna. That's a wonderful, energetic Kirtan, Mohit. Thank you so much. You really made us our day.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can we request all the presenters to keep their webcam on?
Sure, Mataji. Is
Yes.
that Mohit? Can we see you once, please?
Mataji, actually I'm trying to on it, but it's saying Zoom is unable to detect a camera. So I'm trying.
Okay. It's okay, Mohit. Thank you so much. Anyways, it's a really wonderful Kirtan. Wonderful, really wonderful.
Thank you,
Fantastic.
Mataji.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Next, let us go to our philosophy section. Saraswati Mataji. Hare Krishna, Saraswati Mataji. If you are ready, you can start.
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all and Mataji. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. As I know, I'm very, very unqualified to speak over here, and though I'm not eligible to speak, thank you so much for the opportunity. Only with the mercy of all the Vaishnavas present here and the blessings of my master, I try to speak, and I need your blessings for the same. Also, my apologies in case if I do any kind of mistake, I speak. So I shall first start with my prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Urmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisheshunyavati Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Bhakta Vaishnebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So today I'm here to speak about the shloka, which is from Bhagavad Gita. The shloka number is 9.30. Api chetsu duracharo bhajate mam ananyabha sadur eva samantabhya samvyavasito hi saha. The translation is, even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. So this is the shloka which is told by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, and here the meaning is apichet, even if suduracharo, the most abominable person or the most sinful person, bhajate ma, who worships me, ananya bhag, with no other desire than to please me, sadur eva mantabhyaha, I consider that person to be my devotee. Samyak vyavasito hi saha, as he has fixed himself completely in me. So, according to this shloka, even Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Lord Krishna says through this shloka that as my attachment to my devotee is my very nature. So that attachment does not decrease or reduce it, even if the devotee commits any kind of mistake or wrong. For I make him come up to the highest standard. That's what Krishna says. According to Vishwanath Chakravarti, this is the nation, and he says that Krishna takes complete responsibility for his devotee. So he will take care of the devotee once the person is in devotion towards Lord Krishna. He will also bring them to the right. The time gets passed. So it refers to Krishna. He says that if someone like with bad conduct, like addicted to violence, thievery or adultery, that is called Sudurachara. But if he worships Lord Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead and does not worship anybody else except Krishna, he always, completely, he has faith in Krishna and he prays worships only to Krishna, and if he does not follow any other process, if he has no other desire than Krishna, then he is a devotee. So Lord Krishna says that the person has to be respected, mantavyaha. So as a devotee, because he's having the devotional qualities, it is a command actually from Krishna that, we have to respect him as a devotee. And if someone does not do that, if does not respect him as a devotee, or if he blames that person or finds fault, so it is also considered as an offense, is what is the meaning. So actually there is also a argument or contradictory by other person for this verse. So there is one, someone asks, I believe. So he asked, so Krishna, is it the person should be considered as a devotee in that portion where he worships you, and as a non-devotee in that portion when he commits any adultery or any other sinful activity? But Krishna says, no, that person has to be, Krishna says, no, he should be considered as a devotee in all respect, and you should not see his bad qualities at all. So here Krishna is completely convinced with the devotional service and the bhakti what the person has, and he ignores whatever the bad qualities or any other sinful activities or any other lustful desires, even if the person is having. Lord Krishna does not consider that. So the word here, so duracharaha used in this verse is very significant, and we should understand that very, very properly. So when in living entities who's fully conscious of this, of spiritual nature and is engaged in Krishna conscious or the devotional service of the Lord, he does activities which are called as transcendental. So such activities are performed in his constitutional position, and they are in devotional service. Now, for example, in the conditioned soul, as we are in materialistic world, so the devotional service and the conditional service would be in relation, they both are will be parallel to each other. So these activities becomes opposed to one another. Here I would like to tell a story, which is a real story which had happened in one of the ISKCONs. I heard from one of the Prabhus in a lecture. So there was a chain smoker who was very much addicted in smoking, and he used to be so much addicted in smoking that once he finishes one cigarette, he would, before it gets over, he uses the other cigarette to lit, and he keeps smoking. So there is no a minute or time that, we can't see him without smoking. He was that much addicted to smoking. And he gets association of one of the devotee, ISKCON devotee, and then he later gets to know about the aarti and everything, and he starts coming to temple. He started attending the aarti right from the Mangala aarti. And during the Mangalarti time, early morning, he used to be very punctual and regular. And in between, months after the first Aarti gets over, he would run out of the temple. He would smoke a cigarette, then wash his hand and mouth, and then again he would come back before the next Aarti starts, like Narsimha Aarti, Tulsi Aarti. Then he attends this Aarti, and once again, once he finishes with this Aarti, and again he goes immediately out of the temple, runs out, and he sees that he again smokes another cigarette, and he washes his hand and mouth, everything, and he comes back. So the other devotee who keeps watching him, he feels something is wrong with this person. He keeps going out of the temple every now and then, and something is fishy. So one day what he says, the other devotee, he also follows the chain smoker, and he wants to check what exactly is happening. So he goes out, and he sees, when he goes towards one corner, he's standing and he's smoking, and from far itself, this person, the devotee, gets that smell, and he feels that, oh, this person is not overcome this, and he's into some bad habit, and he goes and he catches hold of his collar to shout at him, what are you into. So this person, when he holds the collar and turns, the chain smoker. He's with full tears in both his eyes, and he was like, he was like almost crying, though he was like having cigarette in his hand. He was crying, and he just fell on the feet of the devotee and telling him, begging him that please don't stop me from coming out of this temple, because I just can't be like without coming to temple, and I'm so much attracted, and I'm liking the aarti and puja and bhajan and kirtan. Also, like, I was a very, very bad addicted person in smoking, but actually speaking, I am overcoming slowly. Before, I was even more bad, like, the number of cigarettes all has been reduced now, and I'm very much confident that, as the days passes, I'm very much sure that I'm going to completely give up this smoking habit. So please help me, and don't please stop me from coming to temple. That's what he pleads and begs to this person, and this person feels so nice of him, and he thinks, oh, what a kind of person he is he a devotee, or am I a devotee? Because, like, if in case if I was caught for any kind of mischievous thing, if I had done, and if I was caught, I wouldn't have even turned back to the temple if somebody gets to know. But this person is like telling me, like, please not to stop me from temple. And that is the devotion, that is the strong attachment towards Lord what he has. And that is one of the real story which has happened. And this person actually has become a great devotee. He is now a preacher. Later his family also got initiated first, and then he made his family also initiated. And I really don't know the name of the person, but the Prabhu, whoever gave this lecture, he says that the person is become a strong preacher, and he also helps people to get transformed if somebody is into any kind of this kind of addiction. So according to this story also, we know that see, even a devotee, even if he's into bad habits or whatever, he will be cautious so that he does not do anything that could disrupt in his devotional activities. And devotee knows very well that the perfection in his activities depends on his progressive realization of Krishna consciousness. So sometimes, however, in Krishna consciousness also, it might be like, that a person might commit some kind of act which might be taken as a most abominable, which is not acceptable. But such a temporary fall down does not disqualify him that he is not a devotee. So even in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that if a person falls down but is wholeheartedly engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord, the Lord, being situated in the heart of the devotee, purifies him and excuses him from that sinful activities. So the material contamination is so strong that even a yogi who is fully engaged in the service of the Lord sometimes becomes affected. But Lord Krishna is so merciful in like a devotee to a righteous path, and Krishna consciousness is so strong that such an occasional fall down is at once rectified. So therefore, the process of devotional service is always a success. And here the conclusion is, as a devotee, we should always be compassionate and considerate towards the other devotees. And Lord Krishna also states, like, he likes people who does not find fault in others, who refrain themselves from blaming others. So as a Krishna devotee, we should also try our best to follow whatever Lord Krishna has told in his has said, and we should do things which brings appreciation to Krishna by following his words as spoken in Bhagavad Gita. So we all know that we are not this body, and we are the soul, and we should acknowledge the presence of God everywhere, and that will really bring us happiness as we are pleasing Krishna. Therefore, devotional service is very, very important for us in Krishna consciousness. And being devotional service, we can get a lot of transcendental knowledge, which is required for the progress in our spiritual path. And devotional service should be strong, that we should become mad for Krishna. As we also heard in today's lecture in temple, that when people tell that we are mad, always telling or speaking about Lord Krishna, that is when, like, it's told as like we are successful. If somebody tells that we are mad, we are going mad, that means we are successful. Keshav Prabhu was telling in the temple. So that was very nice to hear. And even even Srila Prabhupada has told that people say that other people, materialistic people, tell to other people, to people who are in Krishna conscious, that they are crazy people, they are crazy, but we tell to other people that they are crazy. But the only difference here is we are correct and they are wrong. So these are the words by Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And I'm very, very sorry. I apologize if I have done any kind of mistake. And thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for giving us so many inputs. You have a very clear understanding of the shloka, and you have really given us so much information through that shloka also. Hari Bol. Very nice, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
So moving on to next section, bhajan section. We are going to have bhajan by Bhaktin Shanaya Ahuja, who is really dressed nicely, cute, very cute. So Shanaya. Shanaya?
Yes.
You are ready, beta?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, carry on. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा। मेरा नाम शनाया आहूजा है। मैं 7 वर्ष की हूँ। मैं देहरादून में रहती हूँ। आज मैं आपको एक प्यारा सा भजन सुनाऊंगी जो कि ब्रिज भाषा में है। तो जब भी हम कोई भजन शुरू करते हैं, सबसे पहले हम अपने गुरु को प्रणाम करते हैं। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देव्या गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य से तारिणे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। अब मैं आपको अर्थ सुनाती हूँ। All glories to Radha Rani, all glories to the Supreme Queen. Sing the glories of Radha Rani, who is the resident of Barsana. All glories to Thakurani, who is the beloved of Sri Hari. All glories to the beloved daughter of Vrishbhanu. All glories to Radharani, who has a fair complexion and a golden appearance. All glories to the princess of Raj. All glories to the queen of Raj, the goddess of Raj. All glories to her who wanders in Gevara forest. अब मैं आपको भजन सुनाती हूँ। राधा रानी की जय, महारानी की जय, बोलो बरसाने वाली की जय जय जय। राधा रानी की जय, महारानी की जय, बोलो बरसाने वाली की जय जय जय। रानी की जय, हरि प्रिय की जय, विश्वभानु दुलारी की जय जय जय। ठाकुरानी की जय, हरि प्रिय की जय, विश्वभानु दुलारी की जय जय जय। राधा रानी की जय, महारानी की जय, बोलो बरसाने वाली की जय जय जय। गौरांगी की जय, हेमांगी की जय, व्रजराज कुमारी की जय जय जय। गौरांगी की जय, हेमांगी की जय, व्रजराज कुमारी की जय जय जय। राधा रानी की जय, महारानी की जय, बोलो बरसाने वाली की जय जय जय। व्रज रानी की जय, व्रज देवी की जय, यह वर मनवारी की जय जय जय। रानी की जय, व्रज देवी की जय, जय वर मनवारी की जय जय जय। राधा रानी की जय, महारानी की जय, बोलो बरसाने वाली की जय जय जय। राधा रानी की जय, महारानी की जय, बोलो बरसाने वाली की जय जय जय। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे बोल।
Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. That was really a beautiful, cute kirtan by you, cute Shanaya. We really enjoyed it. May Radha Rani bless you abundantly. Very nice. Keep it up better.
Thank you.
So next, moving to our story section by Suman Mataji. Mataji, Suman Mataji, are you?
Hari bol.
Hari bol, Mataji. Please carry on.
Yeah, I'm telling a story regarding this is during Dwapar Yuga, the third quarter of time. Yudhishthira and the Pandavas are performing the Rajaswa. The background of the story is Shishupal was a son of King Dhamagosha of Chedi, a tribe king of Yadu's descent. Sruta Shubha, sister of Vasudev, and Kunti was his mother. Shishupal was born with 3 eyes and 4 arms, and the family wanted to disown him. But they heard in Akashvani saying that his time has not come, so they should not cast him away. But was told that in time he would eventually die at the hands of the person who will while holding, get his extra body parts removed. So the story goes that Krishna was visiting his cousin, and that juncture of time he holds the child in his lap, and the minute he holds Shishupal in his lap, his third eye and extra arm disappear. So now the mother is so perplexed. Now she knows that it is Krishna who is going to be responsible for his child. So she is very scared that now the pronounced death is very near. She takes promise from Krishna to not to harm Shishupal, and that he should pardon his mistakes and pardon his life. So Krishna, what he does is he says, I give you my promise that I will not hurt him as long as he doesn't do any offenses, and his 100 offenses are granted from me. So Krishna gave his word, and 100 offenses was pardoned to Shishupala. This made his mother feel a little peaceful, and the hurt that Shishupala was carrying is another version that was that prince of Vidrabha, Rukmi, brother of Rukmani, was very friendly with Shishupal. And he wanted that Rukmani should get married to Shishupala. But Rukmani was not interested. So she quietly sent a messenger to Krishna to take her away. And Krishna came and he kept the promise and carried her away. This made Shishupal hate Krishna. Hate. So now when Yudhishthira sent Bhima to obtain the fealty of Shishupal during the coronation of Yudhishthira, Shishupal okayed it. He said, yes, I will also come for the thing, and I have no qualms for Yudhishthira to take over in the Indraprastha as a king. So at the event, Pandavas decided to make Krishna as a guest of honor. for sacrificial yagna ceremony. Now this whole process angered Shishupal so much that he started abusing Krishna. He abused Krishna that he is a cowherd, he doesn't know anything, he is always playing with all these cows and things, he has no background. And then he started cursing Bhishma. Bhishma is useless, you know, at the cost of his own family and other police. He just kept away from getting married. He could have handled the kingdom. So Bhishma was very angry. At that time of Krishna got up and told Bhishma, relax and pardon him. So, but Shishupal went on and his 100 abuses finished. When he came to 101 offense, Krishna had to kill him. So he took out his Sudarshan Chakra and he released the head of Shishupal from the body. The head from the body came out in a glowing gold, which fell at the feet of Krishna and disintegrated like dust. Shishupala thus got salvation at the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna. Yudhishthira, who was watching this, was amazed. And at once he told to Narada, Lord, my Lord, I am amazed at the sight of the Shishupal becoming one with the Lord. People who have been bhaktas of the Lord, who have taught of nothing but the blessed feet of the Lord, even they have not been able to reach his feet easily. But this man, this Shishupal, this sinner, who has ever hated Krishna, whose first lip sync words were decrying Krishna, he has reached the feet of Krishna. My mind is whirling like a flame caught in the gale. Please tell me how, instead of going to hell for the words he spoke about Krishna, Shishupala has got refuge under the feet of Krishna. This is not acceptable. Narada smiled and said, Yudhishthira, relax. Your questioning is very pertinent. You want to know why a man who has been decrying Krishna has not been punished? Let me explain. Insult, praise, honor, dishonor are all terms which are associated with the body. It is a man who is entrapped in a human body, who has occasions to feel these things. When the feeling of I and mine lodge in the heart, the ego begins to feel elated or angry. Accordingly, it is either praised or insult, and this ego which thinks of punishment and reward. For another man who gets hurt or is displeased, but the Lord is beyond all this. These insults, as you call them, do not affect him. Continuous hatred, continuous bhakti, continuous affection, constant desire for the Lord, all these are alike to him. He saves such people. There are several pathways to approach the God. These are some of them. The ultimate aim is to think of the Lord at all times. Bhakti, fear, affection, desire, as well as hatred are all paths to lead to him. You know how the worm is captured by the wasp and placed in the little mud-covered hole? Constant fear of the wasp and his sting masks the worm. Think of the wasp, and in course of time, it becomes changed into wasp himself. So, even constant hatred of the Lord makes his image stay in the mind forever. And I have known such people to have been cleansed of their sins and they have reached his feet. Hatred of the Lord is a kind of yoga by the name Sambrahma Yoga, and it is almost shortcut to his feet. Sorry. What a bhakta reaches by a long wandering, one reaches sooner by the so-called hatred of him. Like bhakti, which is a desire for him, this hatred of man, fear of him, affection of him, are all equally effective paths. Impelled by the desire of Krishna, the gopis thought of him day and night. They will attain mukti. We have been impelled by bhakti to think of him all the time. We have found freedom from the world of Maya. Kansa was afraid of Krishna, and the fear that he had for Krishna day and night and the thought of Krishna was there while sleeping, while eating. And when he died, he reached the feet of the Lord because they are his kinsmen. The Yadavas think of Krishna with love and they will attain mukti when their time comes. You and your brother, Yudhishthira, Narada says, have affection for Krishna to think of day and night. You think of Krishna all day. You are assured of the place at his feet. The end is important and not the means. Whatever by force motivating them, if a man's thoughts are firmly fixed on the Lord, he will obtain mukti. For Shishupala, he was granted a special boon, and that his hatred for the Lord will lead him straight to the Vaikuntha, the abode of the Lord. In ancient times, the Jaya Vijaya, the doorkeepers of Narayana, were cursed by the Rishi Shankar, Sanaka, Sanadana, Sanatan Kumara, and Sanat Sujata to be born on the earth of the Lord had assured them that he would himself grant them freedom from the bondage of birth. So Indraprastha, at Indraprastha, Shishupal has reached salvation. They were told they would hate the Lord, and so much that they would have thoughts for no one except Narayana, and his constant hatred would grant him freedom. Same was the case with Hiranyakashipu. Same was the case with Hiranyakashipu, Kirtya, Ravana, Kumbhakarna. In the Treta Yuga, Shishupala and his cousin Dantavarka. So now Shishupala has reached his salvation, and in a following time, even Dantavarka will reach the same. Sons of Diti, Hiranyakashipu was also killed in the form of Vara. So this teaches us that whether you are hating or you have got affection or you got love, you got bhakti, Krishna shows the path for all of us to reach him. Blessings to all. Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Mataji. So much information about giving service to Lord, the mood, how we should pray to God. And actually, I don't know anything about Shishupala. All I know that he has made 100 mistakes and he got punished. That's it. I don't know much about him. You have given much information about that.
He was actually the doorkeeper.
Yes.
Okay, like he says the Kshetrapal, he was one of those. And then he was given the boom that you are showing so much of hatred for Krishna. A time will come when you'll get your salvation. So keep hating him. He'll still take you. For him, there is no hatred. His name, chanting his name is making him reach salvation. Thank you, Haribol.
Yeah, chanting always has its impact. So Mataji, please stay with us. You have to ask some questions from your section also. So that's it. We have come to our end to our session. So we still have time. Shall we start our question answer sessions, Matajis?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Okay. So coming to philosophy section, what was the shloka number Saraswati Mataji was telling us about?
9.30 Mataji.
9.30 Mataji.
Yes, Hari Bol. And who was telling that shloka? Krishna or Arjuna?
Krishna Mataji.
Krishna Mataji. Nice Mataji. Very good. Then what does the word Sudurachara meant in that shloka? So in that shloka, let me tell that shloka. Api chet suduracharo bhajata mam ananya bha. It starts like this. So what is the word sudurachara mean?
Who does most bad things?
What?
Who does most bad things?
Yes, who more bad things, more sinful actions, more abominable actions. Who does that? That person is called as Sudurachara. Dura means bad. Durachara, bad habits, any bad habits. So We should be very careful in cultivating habits. We should be very conscious in cultivating our habits. Is a bad habit or a good habit? Then Mataji was mentioning about one bad habit a person has. But she told us a story about a person who had some bad habit. What is that bad habit?
Smoking.
Smoking.
Yeah, smoking. Very, very bad habit. So let us never go into such habits. Then next question. Our sweet Shania was given a bhajan, has given a bhajan. So anyone can sing 1 or 2 lines from that bhajan? We still have.
I can sing, Mataji.
Sure.
Radha Rani ki jai, meri प्यारी की जय, बोलो बरसाने वाली की जय जय जय.
Nice. You can sing one more line. We have time.
प्यारी प्यारी की जय, मेरी राधा
Can we see?
राधा रानी की जय, बोलो बरसाने वाली की जय, कृष्णा वृषभानु दुलारी की जय जय जय.
Lehri
Nice.
ki jai jai jai. Lehri ki jai jai.
Lahari ki jai jai jai. Radha Rani bless you, Lahari.
Thank you, Mataji. Shania sang so beautiful, Mataji. But
Yes, Lahari. So sweet of you. Yeah,
Can we see you? Can we
Shania.
see you?
Sorry, Mataji.
Can we see this child?
Shania.
Lahari.
Not Shania.
Just Lahari. Lahari has to put
Shania
on
wants
the
to
music.
see.
Lahari.
Lahari, please
Hari
on your
Bol.
video. Lahari.
I want
Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hey, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari.
Lahari is always high on Krishna consciousness.
Very nice.
Nice, Lahari. Nice seeing you. You're traveling, right?
That is our only beauty, Mataji.
Oh.
Beauty, Mataji.
Oh, Bol.
Beauty,
Lahari,
Mataji.
when are you participating, Lahari? I'm waiting for your participation, Lahari. Lahari.
No need to participate. She will be next coordinator.
I'm also thinking next week, Mataji.
Please, Lahari, I'll be waiting. Yes, Lahari. I'm going to put your name, Lahari. Okay. In message.
Okay, Mataji.
Okay, Lahari. Thank you, sweetheart.
Lahari is not just a coordinator, she's a preacher, Mataji.
Yes.
She's a blessed child. May I get some qualities of Lahari?
All the blessings from you, Mataji, by Vaishnavas, Mataji.
Hari Bol. Thank you so much. Really blessed. I should learn to think like you, Lahari. First of all, start thinking like you. Krishna already blesses us.
Mataji, your anchoring was so beautiful, Mataji.
Okay, thank you so much.
Spontaneous. क्या है ये? अभी अंदर ही रखो.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Then Suman Mataji, actually I couldn't prepare any questions from your section. Can you give us some questions from your section?
Who's the person narrating stuff to Yudhishthira?
Narada.
Yay! Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Mataji. You are so attentive. One more question, Mataji.
What is the lesson that we are taking home?
Chanting the names of Krishna.
Lovely.
Whenever you get time, you chant Krishna's name only.
Yay! Yes.
Krishna's name or form is not.
Yeah, always in our tongue it should be.
Yeah, Krishna's name or form is not.
I'll take your leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare
Bye
Krishna.
bye.
Hare Krishna. So we have come to our end of our section. So anybody wants to say anything, they can, we still have time, they can do so. Anybody wants to do a kirtan or bhajan or want to say something, you may please go ahead. Haribol?
Mataji, you can ask for the participations also to, for presenting something, like they can come forward.
You can ask
just
Mataji,
mention.
you're also presenter, please go ahead.
The Hare Krishna to all Prabhujis and Matajis. I request, to be, to take up participation in presenting also, because as we all know that it is good for our own purification and to get the mercy of Lord. So I request that, if you're interested, I mean, it's better if you can give your name either to me or any one of the BBB team, Lalita Mataji or Neelam Mataji or Vishnupriya Mataji, Sangeeta Mataji. So it would be good to hear you and to see you present something. Hare Krishna.
Today we so finishes so early, no?
Happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers, Mataji, whoever is present.
Yes, yes. Happy Mother's Day, Mataji.
Happy Mother's Day, Mataji, to all.
Krishna.
Happy Mother's Day to all Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So if nobody has anything to say, we can end the session, Mataji.
Haribol, Lalita Mataji. Your
Yes.
presentation is very, very good.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Haribol. So we will let us chant Hare Krishna to all our wonderful participants and attendees also.
वो भारी
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you
Hare
so much.
Krishna
Dandapanna
Mataji,
Mataji.
happy Mother's Day to all.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Someone stop the recording.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.